started off, I'm not originally from Lethbridge. I moved here to study criminal justice at the Lethbridge College. By the time I finished that program, an opportunity came up with animal services as an animal control officer. So it sort of fit into the things I like. Obviously an interest in justice and law enforcement, and then working directly with animals was also an interest of mine. So it just seemed to fit. I took the position, and so far haven't had a reason to leave.
I basically grew up here. So ever since I could walk, I was walking around with a watering can, watering kittens and stuff. So this job was just perfect for me because I've loved animals ever since I could walk.
I want to be a police officer one day, but I just happen to love animals. I have 2 dogs of my own, so it was a perfect entryway into, I guess, enforcement. We do deal with angry peoples and high stress situations, and that's what I love to do, so I'm here.
That obviously entails everything from animals at large, dog bites, barking complaints, unlicensed animal complaints, things like that. And those are the things, the calls for service from the public are what the officers respond to during their patrol shifts. And as far as animals that are handled here directly in the facility, we are seeing just over 1,000 animals per year. That includes both cats and dogs, but that number doesn't include the animals that we deal with on a street level. So the animals that don't show up at the shelter, but we deal with either through some kind of investigation, via complaint, or an officer finds an offense on patrol and stops and deals with the dog and the owner. Those numbers would increase even more.
I follow the Lethbridge Animal Services on Facebook, and so I saw his picture posted on their webpage, and as soon as I saw it, I just fell in love with him because he was just so adorable. And so I decided to come visit him one day after work, just planning to take him for a walk and just meet him. And I didn't really have any real plans to adopt him, but as soon as I saw him in person and we went out for a walk, it just felt like just such a perfect match. And so really after that first time, I seriously pursued adopting him. And so yeah, here we are today. There are lots of dogs and cats and animals that need to find a good home, and so places like this where they can be picked up, and this screening process to get Fergus was really well done and really thorough. So I know that animals that are adopted out of agencies like this, they're going to families that they'll be loved and taken care of.
We had this one dog brought in. His name was Iceberg. He was a Pyrenees cross. His owner had found him on Kijiji, and he didn't come from good home. He was constantly being bounced around from home to home. And when he was brought in, his owner was surrendering him. And he was just a puppy, so he didn't know any manners. He was jumping, and he would release his energy through nipping at people. So he was a very intimidating dog from day one, so he's a hard adoption. But we fixed him up, and we found him a home, and he was trained to be more polite around people, and yeah, he eventually went to a good home.
Every day we're dealing with so many different situations that most members of the public couldn't even imagine. I guess to kind of extend that, often people just think we're just the dog catchers. We just drive around, scoop up dogs, and bring them back to the pound. But it really is more than that. Over half the animals we deal with probably don't even come here. We try our best to bring them home and such. So every day we go out on the road, we're dealing with good and bad situations, but we try really hard to just look at the good. And even in a bad situation, there's always going to be a positive in there somewhere.
They're a place where the community can depend on that will take care of the animals. We get to see them from the day that they get dumped or abandoned, you name it, and we get to follow through their end stories until they get to go to a forever home. We're the kind of missing link between their past life and their new life.
A lot of animals, like, they are so in and out of here, like some of them don't know what a home is, and it's important for, like, it's kind kind of like if you were constantly being thrown away, like you want a stable home, and they live quite long. So when you adopt an animal, it's coming into your family forever. It's a forever commitment. You're committing your life to this animal. You really have to make sure that you can make that commitment, that you're not gonna all of a sudden realize like a year or a few months down the road that, oh no, I can't do this anymore. Like you gotta make sure that you're in it for life, basically.